Hey everyone, Chris here from Thrill Rides, and today I'm talking about Reedy Creek. So I'm headed actually to Disney World right now. I'm going to go ahead and grab some video footage of the Reedy Creek area to kind of show you what it encompasses. And then while I'm on that journey, I will talk about how it will affect the local governments and kind of what Reedy Creek does, because a lot of people probably don't even understand what Reedy Creek is. So before we continue today, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and bell notification button for future videos that'll drop down. Let's go ahead and begin with this video, and the next one that you're going to see is going to merge over to what is the Reedy Creek area. Hey everyone, I'm back and we are getting ready to hit the first part of Reedy Creek. So we're going to take Lake Buena Vista. That's going to take us to Hotels Boulevard, and I'm going to show you what Reedy Creek operates, starting with the area around Disney Springs. So join me and I'll show you exactly where the fire station, where the headquarters is located at, and more. So next time you'll see on this will be when I'm inside Reedy Creek. So it looks like the news is out here probably covering the same thing. We're going to cover all the specifics. They're just covering the corner and giving you kind of a general thing. We're actually going to go inside and kind of show you what Reedy Creek encompasses. Okay, so this is going to be the first part of Reedy Creek. So Reedy Creek actually responds, and I'll put a map over exactly how much land Reedy Creek encompasses so you can kind of see it, and I'll put it up right now. So Reedy Creek Fire Department and Medical Services, which is the paramedics, they actually respond to all these hotels. This is actually considered Reedy Creek, where all these hotels sit at. So you could see also that Orange County has a special district over here, and they actually help manage the police work on Disney property as well. So, and also Osceola County Sheriff helps as well on their side. So Reedy Creek actually encompasses two counties, Osceola County and Orange County in Florida. So now we're approaching Disney Springs, and we're going to go ahead and make a right up here. I'm going to go ahead and show you the fire department and so forth, so you kind of see exactly what this all encompasses. And I'll talk to you about the financials that was given to us from the Orange County Treasurer Office on how much money would be at stake for Orange County. Now, Osceola County has not said anything about it. So as we go down over here, you're going to see more hotels that are located over here. And then you're also going to have a resort over here. Now, there is about 29 resorts on Disney property. Reedy Creek services them all with the fire department, and also they service them with medical services and other services to include sewer, water, electric. All this stuff is on Reedy Creek property. So Osceola County and also Orange County does not have to do anything. Here is one of their famous fire departments. You can see it right there. And I'll go ahead and come back. I'll show you everything else that's on this property. So you'll see this sign right here. This shows that Orange County has their own substation on Reedy Creek property. Now, Reedy Creek will not be dissolved until June of 2023. Something could happen by then. But I'll go ahead and go over the specifics on all of that here in just a second. According to Orange County Treasurer, $160+ million would get thrown over to the county of Orange County. That's how much it costs to run the Reedy Creek Improvement District over here, what sits on all of Disney property. Now this is kind of the backstage area, or the back area with the warehouses. These are all the distribution centers that are on Reedy Creek property. Now remember, Reedy Creek Fire Department Medical Services respond to any issues with any of these buildings. So Walt Disney World property is a huge amount of acreage. If you were to take San Francisco, it would fit on Disney property, or the Reedy Creek Improvement District. Now, according to the news reports, Reedy Creek has a total of 100 residents. That's full-time residents. Okay, so now we are approaching the other area, and this is the Bay Lake area. and where Disney University and the back gates of Magic Kingdom are at, and all the good stuff. So I'm not going to show much besides to show you kind of how everything works together. Now, from what I'm understanding, this will not affect the bus service or any of the transportation services in Disney because they belong directly with Disney. However, Reedy Creek does own the parking garages over at Disney Springs and other areas, so that would probably get turned over to the county that it sits in. So Disney Springs actually sits in the county of Orange County, so then they would have to run those garages and other things. So there's a lot of things that go into this. And we are approaching kind of the area where Disney does its own maintenance and stuff like that. So obviously Disney won't be impacted by this as much for their transportation part of it. But as we go through the back area of this, like I said, this is all going to have to be, it's unknown as if these roads are going to go under to county control and so forth and things like that. So there's a lot of different things. So a lot of people don't understand how big Disney is and how big it encompasses. But they have their own power plant, their own water supply, their own sewer. So there's a lot of things that Disney does that helps the surrounding counties, because the surrounding counties don't have to do it themselves. So you ask yourself, well, how much does Disney pay tax-wise? Well, the treasurer of Orange County did let us know that Disney does pay about $50 million in taxes every year. So they do their part. So they still will pay those taxes. However, with them having this special improvement district, it saves Orange County alone over $160 million a year. So now we're kind of going through the back area of Disney World. So we're actually going to make a left over here. It's going to take us next to the monorail and then kind of next to Tron and all that. Then I'm going to go ahead and venture out again and kind of show you the outer perimeter of everything. So this is kind of the outer perimeter road. And you can see Tron right here. And these are public roads. So these are public access roads. Unknown right now if Disney's going to run these or if the county will run them, because technically they belong to the Reedy Creek Improvement District. So look at all these roads that Disney maintains and keeps going. Now some of them might not be in the best shape, but they keep these going, and now the county has to add that extra cost on to their budget. And also remember, the Reedy Creek Improvement District also maintains the waterways to include the canals. And also, all of this belongs to Reedy Creek and is on Disney property. Now I'm going to show you an area here in a second that you probably wouldn't think was part of it. It's called Flamingo Crossings. But first I'm going to show you some of the other things that they maintain. So right now they're building a new interchange. You think that came from local dollars? No, it came from the Reedy Creek division. And most likely, as the tax collector said, they issue out bonds for these, build their own interchanges to upkeep everything. And that interchange is what we're going to be coming up here in a second. Disney is always using the Reedy Creek to improve its property and the surrounding areas. And you can see right here, here's one example of a project they're currently working on to improve everything on Disney property. All of this is maintained by Reedy Creek Improvement. This is Osceola Parkway. This runs from Magic Kingdom all the way down into Kissimmee, Florida. So you can see right here, this encompasses, this is a 4-lane highway each direction. This is maintained by Reedy Creek. So right now I'm headed on Western Way. This is going to take me to Flamingo Crossing. Yes, this is still Reedy Creek Improvement District. This stretches so many square miles. So I just passed Coronado Springs. I will see you over by the Flamingo Crossing area, and I can show you just how massive this area is. So now we're getting into the Flamingo Crossing area. Now this is where a lot of hotels exist at, and also the college program. They stay in apartments over here. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how big this area is as well. And I'm just doing a drive-through to kind of show you how far this stretches. This is all the college program housing over here, plus a mix of hotels and other development. This is all managed by Reedy Creek. And this goes all the way down. And these are well-maintained roads. There are a couple spots that need to be resurfaced, but for the most part, these are very well-maintained roads and services. Everything is done to a point, and all building codes have to meet state guidelines and local guidelines, and also state inspectors will still go in and check the rides when they open. So they're still following the same policies as all the other parks. Now, the Orange County Treasurer maintained that they could like sell services back. If they're running a power plant, they could sell the power back, the water back, to kind of retain some of the loss that they're going to have to take in. But he was saying that it could increase property taxes for homeowners by 20% by dissolving this special district called Reedy Creek. That doesn't include what businesses are going to have to pay extra. That includes Universal and SeaWorld that are located in Orange County. So this doesn't just affect the residential owners, it also affects the commercial owners as well of commercial properties. So the impacts of this go far along more than what some people think. I'm going to go ahead and show a couple other areas. Now, obviously, this still includes the 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, and the resorts, and many other attractions and everything like that. As you can see, they're building up this area for the college program and the hotels over here, and there's a lot of development going in over here, which is good not only for the county, but for Reedy Creek as well, and also for the surrounding areas. And I'm trying to show you as much of the property as I can. Obviously, I can't go into certain areas that are restricted access. I was trying to see if there's a way I could possibly show you guys the power plant and the water treatment plant, and where they basically all the power as well. They have their own solar farm. They have their own natural gas facility. I mean, this is very extensive on this improvement district. So while we want to think that it's really beneficial to the local counties, it really isn't. And it's a travesty, but also I'm pretty sure something will be worked out by the local government, and I'm pretty sure something will be worked out with Disney, Reedy Creek, and all that. And I'm pretty sure the local government will work out something. But I know many of you probably didn't know how large Reedy Creek was. And then this was established like in the late 1960s. And what Reedy Creek allowed was Disney to have basically its own separate government entity. Now, if Disney really wanted to, they could have their own residents, which Reedy Creek does have about 100 residents, but they could go beyond that, and they could have their own elected officials that it would include a mayor and so forth and things like that. They chose not to go that route and to just fall under the counties that each of the properties fell into, and then they would take care of this special improvement district that encompassed all of Walt Disney World, plus some. Over 34,000 acres, the size of San Francisco or the city of Manhattan. I mean, this is humongous. And this is a lot for a county to take on. Here's another road that we're on that is part of the Reedy Creek Improvement District. I think people forget how big Walt Disney World is. Walt Disney World is huge. That's why this special district was created. So the question I have you guys, go ahead and comment below. Keep it non-political, please. What do you think about the dissolvement of the Reedy Creek Division? Do you think it's going to hurt or help the local area? And what do you think it's going to do to Disney? In my opinion, it's not going to do anything to them. It's just going to hurt the local area. Please like, subscribe, and comment for future videos that'll come down here on Thrill Rides. And thanks again for watching this special video here on our channel.